So I finally finished. Just previously did Light 5, and I had to change my idea for that one because I injured my neck. I couldn't do. Originally, I wanted to like attach myself to the canvas and do like a performance piece because I enjoyed doing that last year. But due to certain circumstances, you just got to move with and do what you can. And so when I was thinking about what should I do, I always with my artwork, I tend to do portraiture and I tend to do things that are more melancholic and stuff because, as you can see from the family portrait, when you draw people with smiles, they just always look cheesy. And happiness, like true happiness, is such a hard thing to capture. But grief is something that is really easy to connect with and is a lot easier to do. So often when I'm like going through my ideas and my concepts, I kind of get bogged down and I just kind of feel a bit trapped sometimes. I need an outlet. And I just want to draw something that doesn't have any pressure on it, doesn't make me feel trapped or anything. So, and when I feel that way, I often look to the Impressionists for inspiration. And I think I do that because I don't feel any pressure with landscapes because I am more a portrait artist and I definitely connect more with people. I don't really like landscapes, really. Like, obviously, I appreciate people who can do it, and I love the Impressionists and other artists who do those things. But for me personally, I just don't feel any emotional connection. So therefore, I put no pressure on myself to perform or to have a certain result in the end. So it's an artwork for me that is completely freeing. And when I often do the impressions, I often use watercolors because I also like watercolors. Again, is not my medium of choice. I don't tend to use that much. But when I do, I don't even use it in the right way. I use way too much paint, and I love the way it droops down the canvas. I have this thing, how way it just breaks away free from the form that I'm trying to create for it. It has its own idea of what it should do, and it's got this like mind of its own, and I love that. I love that whole idea. So that's what I did for this last one. I did a landscape and I painted outside undercover though because it kept raining and I wasn't trying to paint what I saw. I wasn't trying to copy the impressions. It was just inspired by them. I just then often will see colors and I just go on from there, and whatever happens just happens, and often it comes quite abstract, but it's just freeing because I have no pressure on myself to perform it in a certain way, and it's really freeing. And that made sense for this thing because the whole concept of this idea was to let go and to enjoy the moment, and because you don't know what's coming, and in the end is all just time and it's all just light and all those kind of things. So it also made sense to do the Impressionists because they are the masters of light. They are the ones who decided to depict light in their paintings, and they're the ones who set the artist free from just painting what exactly we saw to move beyond that. And so it just made sense to me to do them. And this is also my only one in color because originally I set out for everything being black and white to represent the fact to me I grew up in a world where there was a certain right things and a certain wrong things. Everything was very black and white and there was no grey areas for me. But even when you do everything in black and white, grey always just comes through because the fact is it's not that simple. So that was my reason for doing black and white. But as my last one had to change, it just didn't feel right to do it in black and white. It didn't give it justice. And you've got to be open and willing for things not to always go your way and to go with what happens. So this one is all done in colour, and the film is done in colour. The colour on the background that comes through still on the canvas, even though it's white, you can still see bits of colour. And I like that. I like the fact that it changed. I don't want to, I set out goals for myself, but if they change, they change. And that's what life's about. You can't be regimental and not be willing to be bendable and changeable. So it's finally finished, and I just got to edit the film. And so there'll be one more vlog for this one to just say what I think of the final results and how it all went. But yeah, Light 5 is finished.